Welcome to the Conspiracy Theories Project. I'm your host, Adam Stone. In the shadowy underbelly of the internet, a war is being waged. It's not a war of bullets and bombs, but of information and disinformation. The battlefield is not in a remote desert or a dense jungle, but in the palm of your hand, on your computer screen, in the social media feeds that have become an integral part of our daily lives. State actors and private entities are the combatants in this invisible conflict. Their weapons of choice? Deepfakes, botnets, troll farms, and algorithms. These tools are designed to manipulate, deceive, and control the narratives that shape our reality. They manufacture public opinion, sway elections, incite violence, and even spark conflicts. Consider the case of the 2016 U.S. presidential elections. Intelligence agencies reported that foreign entities had manipulated social media platforms to spread disinformation and sow discord among the American public. They had weaponized information, transforming it into a tool of warfare that could destabilize an entire nation from within without ever firing a single bullet. But it's not just state actors who have harnessed this power. Private entities, too, have recognized the potential of social media as a tool for manipulation. Companies like Cambridge Analytica, which harvested and analyzed data from millions of Facebook users without their consent, have used this information to create sophisticated psychological profiles. These profiles were then used to target individuals with highly personalized political advertisements, subtly influencing their beliefs and behaviors. This is the world we live in today, a world where fact and fiction are becoming increasingly blurred, where truth is being drowned out by a cacophony of falsehoods. A world where a Facebook post, a tweet, or a YouTube video can shape public opinion as powerfully as a presidential speech or a primetime news broadcast. The stakes are high. Our ability to trust in the information we consume, our faith in democratic processes, even our understanding of reality itself, are all at risk. But it's not a lost cause. By peeling back the curtain on these disinformation machines, we can begin to understand the mechanisms behind them. And with understanding comes the power to resist. Because in the end, information is just a tool. It's how we use it that determines whether it becomes a weapon. In order to truly grasp the magnitude of the disinformation machines, we must first delve into the historical and cultural context of this issue. The weaponization of social media isn't a phenomenon that sprouted out of nowhere. It's deeply rooted in the broader evolution of information warfare. As far back as the Cold War, state actors have sought to exploit the media of the time to spread propaganda and disinformation, fostering an atmosphere of fear and distrust. The dawn of the digital age, however, brought an entirely new dimension to this form of warfare. The Internet's arrival in the late 20th century, followed by the rapid proliferation of social media platforms in the early 2000s, created a fertile ground for disinformation to thrive on a scale never seen before. Suddenly, anyone with internet access could be a broadcaster, a publisher, or an influencer, with the power to shape narratives and public opinion. In this new digital landscape, the political climate began to shift. Traditional media gatekeepers found their role diminished, while tech giants like Facebook, Twitter, and Google became the new arbiters of information. In this environment, both state and private actors saw an opportunity to wield these platforms as tools for their own agendas, exploiting their algorithms to amplify desired narratives and suppress others. The secrecy surrounding these practices was, and still is, pervasive. State actors, such as Russia and China, have been accused of operating behind a veil of anonymity, using proxy networks, troll factories, and bots to spread their messages without leaving a clear fingerprint. Private entities, on the other hand, often hide behind the guise of data science and marketing. Their tactics, like those employed by Cambridge Analytica, involve the covert collection and analysis of user data to craft personalized disinformation campaigns. These practices have largely been kept out of the public eye, with many users unaware of the extent to which their online behavior is monitored and manipulated. The atmosphere of secrecy and fear surrounding this issue has only heightened the sense of urgency. The more we learn about these disinformation machines, the clearer it becomes that they pose a profound threat to our societies, our democracies, and our collective understanding of truth. But this is not a battle we are destined to lose. As we delve deeper into the mechanics of these disinformation machines, we move closer to finding ways to combat them. Behind these disinformation machines are key figures and organizations, both state and non-state actors, that play significant roles in their operation. Let's begin with state actors. In the realm of state-sponsored disinformation, Russia has been frequently cited. The Internet Research Agency, a Russian firm linked to the Kremlin, played a substantial role in the manipulation of the 2016 U.S. presidential election. They did this by creating fake social media profiles and pages that reached millions, inflaming political divisions and sowing discord among American voters. China, too, has been implicated in large-scale disinformation campaigns. The Chinese Communist Party has an entire division, known as the 50-cent army, tasked with shaping online discourse. Their motive is often to bolster the party's image domestically and abroad, and to suppress dissenting voices. North Korea, Iran, and other nations also have their digital soldiers, often operating in the shadows, manipulating perceptions, and influencing the global narrative to serve their interests. Turning our attention to non-state actors, Cambridge Analytica emerged as a notorious player. This British political consulting firm harvested the personal data of millions of Facebook users without their consent and used it to build psychological profiles. These profiles were then used to target individuals with personalized political advertisements. Their controversial tactics have been linked to several high-profile political campaigns, including Brexit and the 2016 U.S. presidential election. In the tech world, giants like Facebook, Twitter, and Google have been caught in the crosshairs. While they are not the architects of disinformation, they are the platforms on which it breeds. Their algorithms, which prioritize engagement, often amplify divisive content, inadvertently aiding those who seek to manipulate public opinion. Lastly, there are the shadowy firms like Psy Group, an Israeli company specializing in online reputation management and psychological warfare. Their services, offered to both private and political clients, include the creation and dissemination of disinformation. These actors, both seen and unseen, are the puppeteers of the disinformation machines. Driven by motives ranging from political control to financial gain, they exploit technology to achieve their ends, raising crucial questions about the integrity of our information landscape. As we peel back the layers of this complex issue, the sheer scale of the problem becomes apparent, but so too does the potential for resistance and reform. The severity of the disinformation crisis didn't manifest overnight. It was a series of events, leaks, and discoveries that gradually unveiled the extent of the problem. Like a dark curtain being slowly drawn back. The Arab Spring of 2011 was one of the first major instances where social media played a significant role in political transformation. Citizens in the Middle East and North Africa used it to organize protests and share information. However, it also became clear that the same platforms could be used to spread misinformation and propaganda, sowing chaos and confusion. In 2013, the world caught its first glimpse of state-sponsored disinformation activities when a leak exposed Russia's Internet Research Agency. This was a troll factory employing hundreds of people to post pro-Kremlin comments, create fake news, and incite conflict on social media platforms. It was a startling realization that nation-states were not just observing the power of social media, but harnessing it to their advantage. Then came the U.S. presidential elections in 2016, a turning point that brought the issue of disinformation into the limelight. The Cambridge Analytica scandal, where data from millions of Facebook profiles was used to conduct micro-targeted political advertising, demonstrated the sheer scale and sophistication of these operations. The impact was profound, sparking outrage and prompting calls for greater regulation of tech giants. In 2017, the role of social media in the Rohingya genocide in Myanmar further highlighted the lethal potential of disinformation. Facebook was used to spread hate speech and incite violence, leading to a humanitarian crisis. This incident was a stark reminder that disinformation wasn't just about influencing elections or shaping public opinion. It could have real, tragic consequences. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has only amplified the disinformation phenomenon, with conspiracy theories, fake cures, and misinformation spreading as fast as the virus itself. This infodemic, as the World Health Organization terms it, has impeded public health efforts, sown distrust, and exacerbated political divisions. These events have been wake-up calls, revealing the multifaceted nature of disinformation and the vast reach of its tentacles. They underscore the urgency of addressing this issue, lest we continue to be ensnared in this web of deceit and manipulation. As we delve further into this labyrinth, the intricate workings of these disinformation machines become more evident and the urgency of finding solutions more pressing. In response to this rising tide of disinformation, various governments, corporations, and institutions have allegedly taken steps to suppress and control the narrative. These actions, however, often tread a fine line between safeguarding the truth and infringing on freedom of speech. China, for instance, has been widely accused of employing an army of internet censors known as the 50-cent Party to manipulate the digital discourse. These individuals are rumored to flood social media platforms with pro-government propaganda, drown out dissenting voices, and report content deemed harmful to national security. This has effectively created an echo chamber where only the state-sanctioned narrative thrives. Corporations, too, have been implicated in information suppression. In 2015, when Volkswagen's emissions scandal, aptly named Dieselgate, came to light, the company allegedly attempted to stifle the news. Employees were reportedly instructed to remove or encrypt data that could implicate the company in fraud. The cover-up, however, was unsuccessful, and the scandal resulted in billions of dollars in fines and a severe blow to Volkswagen's reputation. Tech giants like Facebook and Twitter, too, have found themselves at the heart of the disinformation conundrum. In an attempt to curb the spread of fake news, these platforms have implemented fact-checking tools and banned certain users, a move criticized by some as tantamount to censorship. On the flip side, institutions like WikiLeaks have made it their mission to expose concealed information. By publishing classified documents, WikiLeaks has shone a light on alleged government cover-ups and corporate misdeeds. However, these actions have also sparked debates about the ethical implications of disclosing sensitive information and the potential risks to national security. As these examples illustrate, the battle against disinformation is fraught with complexities. Efforts to clamp down on fake news can easily slide into censorship, while the quest for transparency can lead to the disclosure of information that could be damaging in the wrong hands. Striking a balance between these competing interests is a challenging task, a testament to the multifaceted nature of the disinformation crisis. In this haze of misinformation, certain individuals have emerged as beacons of truth and accountability, often at significant personal risk. Whistleblowers, journalists, and insiders have taken on the daunting task of exposing disinformation machines with varying degrees of success and repercussions. One such figure is Edward Snowden, a former contractor for the U.S. National Security Agency. In 2013, Snowden leaked classified information about government surveillance programs, revealing the extent to which ordinary citizens' communications were being monitored. His actions sparked a global debate on privacy and state surveillance. Yet they also resulted in him being charged under the Espionage Act, forcing him to seek asylum in Russia. Another prominent whistleblower is Reality Winner, a former intelligence specialist who leaked a classified report about Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. election. Winner's leak provided valuable evidence of foreign meddling, yet she was sentenced to over 5 years in prison, highlighting the severe consequences faced by those who dare to expose the truth. The world of journalism, too, has its share of heroes and martyrs. Jamal Khashoggi, a Saudi Arabian journalist, was brutally murdered in 2018, purportedly for his criticism of the Saudi government. His death underlined the extreme lengths some states will go to stifle dissent and control the narrative. Similarly, in the corporate world, insiders who expose malfeasance often face retaliation. Frances Haugen, a former Facebook employee, recently leaked thousands of internal documents, revealing the company's knowledge about the negative effects of its platforms, including mental health issues and the spread of misinformation. Her revelations ignited a global conversation about tech giants' responsibility in moderating content and protecting users. Yet, she also risked professional ostracization and potential legal action. These individuals' stories highlight the perils of speaking out against powerful disinformation machines. They are the canaries in the coal mine, warning society about the dangers lurking beneath the surface of our digital discourse. Their courage and sacrifices underscore the urgency of addressing this crisis, of seeking ways to protect truth-tellers and foster a more transparent, accountable digital world. Yet, as they have shown, this is a path fraught with danger, a testament to the high stakes of this battle against disinformation. Declassified files, testimonies, and data further underscore the severity of the disinformation crisis. For instance, the U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee's report on Russian interference in the 2016 election provides a detailed account of the disinformation campaign. It outlines how the Internet Research Agency, a troll farm linked to the Russian government, used social media platforms to sow discord and influence the election's outcome. This vividly illustrates how state actors can exploit social media to subvert democratic processes. Meanwhile, the Cambridge Analytica scandal exposed how private entities can weaponize data for political gain. The company harvested Facebook data without user consent, constructing detailed psychological profiles to target individuals with personalized political advertisements. The whistleblower, Christopher Wiley, revealed how this information warfare manipulated public opinion during the Brexit referendum and the 2016 U.S. presidential election, raising profound concerns about the power of social media in shaping democratic outcomes. Furthermore, leaked internal Facebook documents, shared by Frances Haugen, reveal the company's knowledge of its algorithms' role in amplifying hate speech, violent content, and misinformation. They show how Facebook prioritized engagement and growth over user safety, despite being aware of the potential harm. This revelation has led to calls for greater regulation and transparency in the tech industry. In 2019, Twitter announced it had removed thousands of accounts from its platform that were part of state-backed disinformation campaigns. This included accounts from Iran, Russia, and Venezuela that were spreading false information and creating political instability. The company shared data sets of these accounts to encourage further research and understanding of these machinations. These are just snapshots of a much larger picture. Each revelation, each document and testimony peels back a layer of the disinformation crisis, exposing the complex networks of manipulation that underpin our digital world. Their collective weight makes it increasingly difficult to deny the far-reaching implications of these disinformation machines. Yet, as the whistleblowers' stories attest, revealing the truth is fraught with peril. As the battle against disinformation continues, it's clear that the stakes couldn't be higher. The integrity of our democratic processes, the protection of individual rights, and the future of our digital discourse hang in the balance. The fallout from these revelations has been both severe and wide-reaching. Public trust in social media platforms, already dwindling, has taken a significant hit. Users were left feeling betrayed, their privacy violated, their beliefs manipulated. These revelations forced society to confront the uncomfortable fact that the platforms they visited for connection and entertainment were being weaponized against them. Social media platforms themselves faced a crisis of credibility. Facebook, in particular, came under intense scrutiny. The tech giant was forced to publicly acknowledge its failure to protect user data and vowed to redouble its efforts to prevent further breaches. Yet many viewed these promises with skepticism, and Facebook's once unassailable reputation was left tarnished. Media organizations, too, found themselves in the crosshairs. News institutions that had once been considered bastions of truth and objectivity were suddenly viewed with suspicion. The role of the media in disseminating disinformation, whether intentionally or not, was brought to light. This led to a surge in discussions about media literacy and the role of journalism in a post-truth era. The political landscape was also significantly impacted. Politicians and political campaigns were questioned about their use of social media data, leading to controversies and denials. Many began to question the legitimacy of recent electoral results, exacerbating the existing political polarization. Yet, amidst the controversy and fallout, these revelations also sparked a drive for change. Activists, academics, and lawmakers came together to demand greater regulation of social media platforms. There were calls for more transparency, accountability, and ethical considerations in how these platforms use and share user data. Policies such as the General Data Protection Regulation in the European Union have been enacted, setting a new standard for data protection and privacy. However, resistance to these changes remains strong. Both state and private actors have vested interests in maintaining the status quo, and the struggle for power in the digital realm continues. The battle lines have been drawn, and the fight against disinformation has become a crucial front in the war for the future of our digital democracy. In this uncertain landscape, the power of truth remains our best defense. Whistleblowers like Christopher Wiley and Frances Haugen, who risked their careers and personal safety to expose these disinformation machines, have shown us the importance of transparency and accountability. Their courage serves as a potent reminder that the fight against disinformation is not just a battle of technology or policy, but a battle for the very heart of our democratic ideals. And in this battle, every one of us has a role to play. The aftershocks of this disinformation revelation continue to ripple through our cultural, political, and technological landscapes. In the realm of politics, the specter of disinformation has cast a long shadow over recent electoral campaigns across the globe, with allegations of manipulated social media content and data misuse becoming the norm rather than the exception. The very fabric of democratic trust has been shaken, with citizens increasingly skeptical of the information presented to them, even as they remain reliant on these digital platforms for their news and social connections. In the sphere of technology, these revelations have prompted a reckoning. Tech giants, once lauded as the harbingers of a new era of global connectivity and democratization of information, are now under increasing scrutiny for their role in the spread of disinformation. Governments and regulatory bodies worldwide are grappling with how to rein in these powerful entities without stifling innovation or infringing upon free speech. This is a complex and delicate balancing act, and one that will no doubt shape the future trajectory of the digital world. Culturally, the recognition of social media manipulation has had profound implications. The era of uncritical acceptance of online information is waning, replaced by a growing awareness of the need for digital literacy. The ability to discern fact from fiction, or at least consider the source and biases inherent in digital content, is now considered an essential skill for navigating the information age. This shift marks a significant evolution in our relationship with technology and information, one that has the potential to alter the dynamics of power and influence in our societies. Amidst all these changes, the lessons of the disinformation machines remain relevant. The importance of transparency, accountability, and rigorous scrutiny in our digital interactions cannot be understated. The courage of those who have shed light on these machinations reminds us that the power of truth can still challenge the might of disinformation. Yet, the clandestine nature of these operations also serves as a sobering reminder of the hidden depths and unseen corridors of influence that exist within the digital realm. The fight against disinformation, it seems, is far from over. It is a continuing saga, a relentless pursuit of truth in an age where deception is but a click away. Despite these strides towards transparency and digital literacy, there remain unanswered questions and shadows lurking in the corners of our digital world. The true extent of disinformation campaigns, the depth of their impact, and the breadth of their reach remain elusive. There is no comprehensive map of the digital terrain, no complete understanding of the pathways of influence that crisscross the web. The faces behind the screens, the architects of these disinformation machines, often remain hidden, their motives shrouded in secrecy. The nature of technology, its rapid evolution, and its global reach only adds to this uncertainty. New platforms emerge, offering fresh avenues for manipulation. Emerging technologies such as deepfakes and artificial intelligence present novel and daunting challenges in the battle against disinformation. Even as we unmask one method of manipulation, another seems to spring up in its place, a hydra of deception that keeps evolving and adapting. The enigma of the disinformation machines is not just their methods, but their objectives. It's clear that they often serve political ends, but are there other, more insidious goals? Are we seeing the full picture, or are there deeper layers of manipulation yet to be uncovered? These questions persist, feeding a sense of mystery and unease that permeates our digital interactions. Yet, this lingering doubt is not cause for despair. Instead, it should serve as a call to remain vigilant, to question, and to seek truth in a world often shrouded in digital deception. The challenge posed by disinformation machines is complex and ever-changing, but it is not insurmountable. It demands a collective response, a shared commitment to truth, transparency, and accountability. In this age of uncertainty, one thing remains clear. The story of the disinformation machines is far from over. The shadows may lengthen, the maze may twist and turn, but the quest for truth persists. It is a journey fraught with challenges and unknowns, but it is one that we must undertake, armed with the lessons we have learned and the knowledge we have gleaned. For in the face of disinformation, our greatest weapon is the relentless pursuit of truth. Thanks for listening. This has been the Conspiracy Theories Project. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to support the show, subscribe to the Forbidden Knowledge Network on Patreon. Subscribe now.